enjoys change. That is the most important skill in all of this skill set. And on every level, you know, you have to, when you love bacon and eggs in the morning, and in India, I fell in love with having soup every morning for breakfast. What a great way to start the day. Having tea in the afternoon in Sri Lanka when you're a coffee lover. Of course, you have to deal with change in food and temperature. But look at this. You're dealing with change at every level. Brushing your teeth, buying tomatoes, stepping off the curb. Who's been to London, England here? You all know what I'm going to be talking about all your life, and you think you're independent thinking people. You're not. You behave in patterns of behavior, and you just repeat those patterns. So all your life, you stepped off a curve this way. You looked this way. And all of a sudden, in London, England, you have to look this way. And it's so hard. Look that way, look that way. And in fact, they have to write it on the sidewalks. Look right, bracket stupid, you know, because it is really tough. So if stepping off a curb is tough, then it leads to multiple levels of change, and you have to enjoy change. You have to be curious. So so ultimately, you're going to have to deal with culture shock. So in your toolkit of international things, I want you to spend an afternoon reading about what culture shock is. I want you to understand the U-curve of adjustment. I want you to list the symptoms of culture shock, and I want you to be able to say, here are the cures to culture shock. I want you to be able to describe culture shock and see it in other people, where in the first phase of arriving in a country, you're on the tourist high, you go to the Caribbean and you say, wow, look at the size of those trees, and look at all those lizards, and this delicious food, and the people are so friendly, everybody wants to be your friend, and then you eat something you shouldn't have and you fall sick. Somebody steals your camera, and I can't trust anybody around here anymore, they're all thieves, and the food is terrible, and if I see another lizard, I'm going to go crazy. And then finally, well, you know what? The people are very nice. They really help me. They're a lot more friendly than back home. And if I eat this, and so the adaptation, full participation phase, and I want you to understand the people who go through the most severe culture shock. So when you go abroad, you're going to go through tough times about 3 weeks, maybe 5 weeks, maybe 8 weeks after. The people who suffer the greatest amount of culture shock often become the best participators. They've invested the most in that.